Right, but let's go back onto some 40k. Let's have a talk about some of the AdMech stuff, because the AdMech got revealed some new rules. Bellacore is currently, at time of recording, is going in for pre-order on Saturday. Calling it now, next week will be the pre-order for the AdMech book.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So, preemptive to that, we've got to talk about the guns. They're showing off some updates, and thank fucking God they are. Holy shit. This is great. I love all of it. So, but let me contain myself. Let me, because
can I just make a quick point?
Go for it.
All you want from a game like this is you want to look at something and have. I can see how that would work. I imagine that this gun, that is a rifle, it shoots like a rifle.
It's better than a las gun.
And then you look at it and you go, oh, it's a rapid fire gun. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, I thought it was lever action.
Yeah.
But no. Oh. The lever action one is on the Raiders. It's on the cavalry. Yeah. They have the lever action. These are not lever action.
Right. But like, it's rapid fire. That doesn't make any sense, because you want these guys to sit with the actual sniper rifle they have, which is set up on a thing.
You never take Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, because Rangers are already they're 40 points per, and I think this probably is slightly off. But Vanguard were always 35 points, and these were 40 points.
But now
it's a heavy 2!
It's heavy 2, it's a rifle. You can actually put him next to your man with a sniper and not be like, oh, I've got this one armor-bin sniper and all these other boys standing out of range. No, they can all fire. Why did that take them 2 editions to figure out?
Actually, no. Okay, I want to point out, in 7th edition, these were okay. These were okay in 7th.
No. I'm not saying that they were bad guns. I'm saying it took them 2 editions to
figure out
feel and work like how it looks.
Yes. So let's have a talk about. We're talking about the Galvanic Rifles. These were for your AdMech. You've got 2 troops. You've got your Vanguard. You've got your Rangers. Rangers have this long rifle. Vanguard have the radiation guns. Right. The long rifle, because in reality, normally you're taking a small squad of these guys alongside 2 of the snipers, the transonic Aquabai, and you were sniping characters, or originally, when it came out in 7th, you were shooting vehicles with them because they had armor bane. They don't have armor bane now, they're just character killers. That's fine. The Galvanic Rifle itself, previously, as it currently stands, is a 30-inch, rapid-fire 1, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. A wound roll of a 6 was minus 1 AP. Yeah. You're only taking these for the transonic. Now, what they're going to be getting, they are now heavy 2, which is great because they're not moving anyway. You don't want them to move. You want them on objectives, or you want them in a building. 30-inch range is still the same, but that's still quite far. Flat 2 shots, strength 4, minus 1, 1 damage. We don't know if there's anything bonused on top of that, but that is just what we're getting. Flat minus 1 damage is great. These are now really comparable. These are just not heavy bolters, but they're like bolt rifles, right? But which means that you're actually going to be like, oh, I'll take more of these then, because that's if you take a standard, you push it up to a 10-man squad with 2 heavy weapons.
That's a lot of shots at strength 4.
That's 18 shot? No, 16 shots.
Yeah,
because the sergeant gets 1 too. Because you can give it to the sergeant, but you can also give him a melee weapon. 16 shots, strength 4, minus 1 damage. That's actually worth it. That's a really good candidate for stratagems as well.
This is a marine weapon.
Yeah. And it's good because it's like AdMech are the middle point. Same with Sisters. Sisters and AdMech are the middle point between the Guard and the Marines. It's because before it was a las gun. Now it is half a bolter.
Sisters have got better armor.
Yes.
Stuff. You've got the better weapons.
Yes. Because obviously the AdMech make them, so why wouldn't we have AP1 on a weapon? This actually gives me hope that the radium weapons are going to be much better.
It's how it looks, and that's all I want,
Yeah, it makes sense.
It always looked like a strong gun. It looked like if I shot someone with this gun, it would rip through their armor. It's a fucking rifle.
The descriptions in the books for the radium weapons are so cool. It just hits you and just irradiates you, and you just go black.
because radiant weapons currently, as they stand, are Assault 3, Strength 3, no AP, 1 damage, and a wound roll of a 6 is 2 damage. Right, that's it.
Yeah.
It's
if they were just Strength 3, 2 damage, that's a really interesting gun.
Yeah, that would be like, okay, I'll take that. Like, okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm still wounding on 5s, but everyone's 2 damage. That kills a Marine. That's like, Hot Shot Las, still 1 damage. Actually, I want to point out, the Galvanic Rifle has the same strength, AP, and damage as a Hot Shot Las gun. Because it's Hot Shot on strength 4. Because that's the whole point, And it's like, okay, with radiant weapons, you're like, okay, you want to be filling them with fucking radiation bullets. That's the entire point.
If you take a wound from a radiant weapon and you lost a toughness, that would be so cool if you lost the toughness.
If this was 7th edition, they would, right?
I think it would be one of those things of you'd lose a toughness for the turn, or for like a phase. So like they would pepper them, and then you'd shoot a bigger thing at them. Maybe
right. You would hit a bunch of Marines with the radiant weapons,
make them T3,
drop their toughness to T3, and blast them with Galvanic Rifles.
Yes, that would make complete fucking sense. That would actually that would be really cool.
They're not going to do.
They're not going to do that, of course.
That's not the rule in any way.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it should be. But the thing is, it's looking at But looking at this, and coming out from the weapons that they gave the newer units, obviously the Cerberus Raiders have galvanic carbines. That's their kind of shtick, the cowboys with the fucking lever actions. So those are probably going to be still. I don't think they'll be heavy. Because the whole point is they're carbines.
Assault.
They'll still be assault, but, strength 4, -1 damage. On strength 4 chaff units. And you're running them, and they have the ability, currently, to target characters. Just flat out, they can just target characters with them. That is suddenly super scary.
It's more expensive, sorry.
I
think.
Yeah, the Raiders at the moment are so fucking cheap for what they are. They're really undercosted, I think. But in reality as well, more people are taking the Sulphur Hounds. It's 50-50. The Sulphur Hounds are interesting because the whole, you have 12-inch flamers on your face.
So the carbine at the moment...
Yes.
It was just assault instead with a less range, but you had more range of the rapid fire.
And you can target characters with it.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll do.
It's interesting. I'd love to see, but the fact is, this Galvanic has got that flat 1 AP in now.
And this will have it as well.
Yeah, the carbines will have it too, but it also means that the Cerberus Raiders are going to be more of an interesting unit instead of just being there, kind of throwing out some token shots, not doing anything, and then falling back. So I'm really curious. Something I didn't expect, and have been wanting this since 7th edition, when I got into the game properly, because of AdMech, arc weapons are getting changed. Thank fucking Christ. Thank the Omnissiah that we are finally getting better arc weaponry. Arc weaponry has always been so cool, but when they were in 8th edition, it's like, D3 damage on a vehicle. Why would I just not take plasma?
Yeah.
You got more shots with plasma. Now...
And you can use it on infantry as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It just does D3 damage.
Yeah, so the old one, the sad profile... 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 6. It's a good strength. -1 AP, 1 damage. But the idea is you're shooting them at vehicles. Most vehicles are T7. So, I'm spiking for 5s, but every 5 is D3. If they don't save it, because it's only -1. Now... I'm sorry, I saw this article, I read through it, I was so fucking happy, and I still am. Now, 30-inch range... Rapid fire 1, still strength 6, -2, D3. And if you're shooting a vehicle, it's a flat 3 damage, and you're always wounding on 4s.
It's so scary.
It's fucking amazing.
I will say, you are always wounding on 4s.
Yes.
Always.
Because it's an unmodified wound over 4, which will negate if it's like, I'm -1 to wound. Are you?
Right, no.
Not anymore.
If you're wounding on a 3-up, you're not wounding on a 4.
No, it doesn't say that only.
No, it's not it's not only, no. So if you're there's no vehicles that are T5 that have the vehicle keyword, I think.
The wording to
even orc trucks which are the least armored shittest vehicle probably, are still toughness 6.
Killer can.
I wish John was here. He would know. I don't think they're T5. I think they're T6.
I think they're T6.
Because Def Dreads are T7.
6, it might just be the roll 6 anyway. I'm pretty sure they are. But
Yeah, but here's the thing. So
I think the wording of it's a little weird.
It's slightly weird wording, but
T5.
huh? Are they? And they have the vehicle keyword.
And their vehicles.
Woo! Okay, so that you got one option.
The wording on it does say. It doesn't say anything about. So essentially, say roll if you were shooting at a killer candidate, you would wound it on a 3.
But it's otherwise unless stated.
Let's say you were shooting at
a knight,
or you were shooting at a vehicle that was T6, and you had -1 to wound, and you rolled a 4, and you needed a 5. The 4 would still wound.
Yes, because it's unmodified specifically. So I want to bring up what is the toughness of the Eldar and oh no, they have they don't have the vehicle keyword, the Venoms.
No.
The Venoms do.
Venoms do, but they're still T6, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, right, never mind then. But look, the idea is like, okay, you're actually at a stable range.
T5.
Are they? Huh.
Yeah, they're T5.
Okay, but yeah. So you're at a stable range. You're at a 30-inch range anyway for one shot. 15, which is respectable, because most likely you're putting these in Vanguard units, right? And running them up the board. So you want to be in rapid fire range anyway. You're wounding knights on 4s with a very cheap, with a very small and cheap unit. And a base unit of 5, you can take 2 heavy weapons, which are these. I think this is a really good option instead of taking plasma. Depending on what you're going against. If you're going for an all-comers list, plasma can vary, but I wouldn't take plasma in a Skitarii unit. I would take plasma Kataphrons. And we'll get onto that in a second.
Take it on a bigger thing.
You want to take it on a bigger thing because that plasma is more effective. It's more token plasma shots, but obviously there is an argument for both. But that's the thing. That means there is an argument for both, which is great. But the fact is, it's like flat 3 damage. You're with a 5-man squad. That's potentially, best output. 4 shots, always winning on 4s, flat 3 damage. That is 12 damage you're doing to a vehicle. That is most transports dead. If they obviously you still got a spike for 4s. That's a 50-50 chance trying to take out transport early game. If you get lucky.
If you hit a Venom, you can kill it in 2 shots. If you're lucky enough.
If you're dealing with Plague Burst Crawlers. Like, yeah, they're reducing it to damage 2, but, that's still 10 damage. No, 8 damage. Stupid.
Yeah, they're reducing it to damage 2, not D3 -1.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which is a big difference.
The fact as well is that it's flat D3 damage anyway, without that, is still good, because that means it's all, and with it being AP2, if I didn't have a vehicle in range, I would be happily shooting this at Marines. Yeah. Because, you're dealing with D3.
Yeah, 100%.
This is actually quite a good option to go against, Terminator equivalent. Not Terminator, no.
There's nothing in the game that this can't shoot at, and that's other than monsters. That's it.
And even
this
then,
thing is banging. No, like
even then, a lot of monster T6.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But what I mean by that is like at that point you probably are better off shooting something else, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is like it's as you say, it is the variety. There's nothing this thing can't shoot at, and I love.
Like the job of this thing is funny, right? Because the purpose of this gun is to shoot at things like knights.
Yes.
And that makes sense because I'd make knights and the fits. This gun, you don't want to use it against toughness 6. So against toughness 6, you go, I'll shoot the Marines now instead, actually.
Yeah.
Because you're going to wound those easier on 3s. You're
at
not getting
3s
any
at
value
-2
from your rule other than the flat 3 damage, which is still really nice.
It's
but
a good
like, if you need the 3 damage,
because before these were cheaper than plasma as well.
Yeah, because you're going to have las cannons and las cannon equivalents. Those will shoot the toughness 6s and kill them instantly.
Cognitus las cannons.
Yeah, you have Cognitus las cannons. Those will shoot the toughness 6 thing. Because they wound them on 3s. You don't need to with this gun. This is a night killing, which is so fucking bizarre and cool.
I love it. It makes so much sense. But here's a weird side thing.
Well, chipping at nights, at least.
Because
but I don't know what you have.
Obviously, it's not just arc rifles. Kataphron Breachers have heavy arc rifles They also have Arc Claws. Arc Claws are also getting this rule of wounding vehicles on an unmodified wound roll of a 4. Which also means that Rust Stalkers are actually worth it now. Because you can give all of them Arc Claws.
I think you'll find the real thing is your Scutari Alphas now have Arc Mauls and can charge Knights without being...
Yes! That fuck your Catacomb Command Barge! My boy's coming after you, George!
No.
That thing's a vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah. I forget.
It is, but you would have got a 4 anyway.
Exactly! And it's 3 damage! Fuck you!
It has the same rule reversed.
Yeah, but it's still like, hey, I got 3 damage, I don't give a fuck. I mean, probably the Maul will be 2 damage. Because it's like a lesser weapon, it's only strength 4. Or it'd be strength plus 1? Yeah, strength 4.
No, we have no way of knowing.
I mean, I'm just taking a guess, but it does specific that they are
it-
also getting that benefit.
They could genuinely make all the arc stuff do flat 3 against vehicles. I would be surprised.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it kind of reads in the bit that they say here. It says the melee versions of arc weapons will also get the benefits against vehicles, giving you breaches, a punch they will use to charge up for. So if I scroll up a little bit.
Yeah,
Your upgraded arc weapons are more reliable against enemy vehicles. They increase their damage, always wound on a 4+ if they're targeting anything from battle tanks to orc buggies. Arc rifle has also received a range boost. So, like, you know, it's both it and the pistol.
And the pistol.
Oh yes, because you can give arc pistols to the sergeants. They are now AP2, which is really funny. Arc pistol, arc maul, fucking let's go.
Right, got a question though, right?
Yes.
Cognis.
Yes.
Flamer.
Ooh.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah. So let's just extra thing as well. Rust Stalkers are getting a huge buff in this book. Well, for their codex, because the swords, the transonic razors and blades, are now going up a point of AP, because they were like, oh, they can cut through marine armor like butter, but they were AP2. That's like, but now they're all AP3, and like you're giving them, they're all gonna have a sword and a razor, or they're having 2 swords, or a claw and a razor. Like they're actually now a unit that is very flexible, which is great.
Yeah, that's scary.
Stick them in a transport. Stick them in a transport. I can see these being actually really big problems. A 10-man squad in a transport.
Yeah,
I love them. They've never had a place because you can never get them anywhere. You'd always take infiltrators.
They were okay in 7th. Oh, infiltrators are better, yeah.
Infiltrators are always just flat out always better because you had taser. But now, we'll see. Cognate weapons. So Cognate weapons are all changing.
Only a tiny bit, right? They're getting
They're being shootier.
They're being they're just when in doubt, shoot more. So Cognate Flamers getting the 12-inch bonus, obviously. They are now assault D6 plus 2.
Yeah.
Instead of they get to roll 2d6 on Overwatch, because the whole point of Cognate, excuse me, I got some bubs. The whole point of Cognate was that you shot better. You could shoot at your when it first came out in 7th. It was if you're getting overwatched or if you're overwatching, you're shooting at base ballistic skill with them. It's like okay, cool, but why was the Cognate Flamer thing? But it was also there was the ability to make it better if it had a Cognate weapon. 8th edition was you could overwatch on 5s and you could advance with those weapons and only be -2.
Yeah,
and most of them were heavy.
Because the thing, but it was you could move and get -1 and get -1 again from advancing. So they were like kind of assault heavy weapons.
Yeah.
But because there's no penalty to moving shooting heavy weapons anymore, now they turned into if you assault, if you advance, you get -2 from nowhere. So they're kind of the same.
It's kind of the same.
Overwatch doesn't exist anymore, and if you advance with this heavy weapon, you can shoot with -1.
Yes.
It's technically the same thing. If you'd moved anyway, you were only getting another -1.
Very true.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a much better change.
It's tidied up something, but overall it's the same.
Yeah,
it's
so
weird. I like
from
the
what obviously like the newer one is obviously your flamers 12-inch range, but they're assault D6 plus 2, so it's always minimum 3, which is nice. Kind of like a blast thing because it's like a minimum value you're always getting. Cool.
Yeah.
There's not many things that have Cognate Flamers. It's pretty much because the flamer that's on the robots on the Castellans is not a Cognate Flamer. It's a Phosphor Torch. The only thing that have Cognate Flamers are Kataphron Kataphron Breachers and Destroyers.
How about the Boys of the Wings?
No, they're Phosphor Torches too.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to double check about the Castellans. Bear with me.
They're cool, though.
No, I do not. I had to look nearby, like, do I have the book? Castellan robots. But yeah, no. The nice thing is as well, because the idea is just, yeah, if it's a Cognis weapon, it shoots more. You've got Assault 6 autocannons. That's fucking that's lush. Love it.
It's so many shots.
Fucking take 6 shots with damage too. These are going to be super spicy with loads of chicken walkers because, 48-inch range, they're highly maneuverable, they're Skitara units, so you could at least, you may still be able to give them +1 to shit. +1 to hit. +1 to shit is a different thing.
+1 to shit.
+1 to shit
is important.
Yeah, but you give them,
real implants.
No, so it's Incendine Combustor, but no, it wasn't a Cognis weapon. With this, it's a really good amount of shots. It's still an autocannon. You just shoot better. You're shooting more than the Blood Angels Predators, and those were a big deal because they had autocannons and used to do special shit with them. There's only one unit that can get those autocannons, which is the Chicken Walkers, and you give them, and you can give them Twin Cognis Laz. And I think this is the first
on the crab tank.
No, not an autocannon. On the tank, it's the Neutron Laser. It is a heavy Phosphor Blaster, and the Icarus Array, and the and the Eradication Ray. Those are your options. So that has an autocannon in it, but it's an Icarus autocannon. It's not a Cognis autocannon. So that may get changed as well, but we'll see. In addition to that, your twin Laz is now an Assault. You got Assault Laz, and it's D3+3. I think have the Laz in the Marines Codex? Is that D3+3 now, or is that different?
Yeah, that's the standard.
Laz standard Laz cannon.
Yeah, okay. So, but now the thing is you've got Assault Laz cannons.
Yeah.
And your Chicken Walkers as weapon platforms are hitting on 3's base. Hitting on 4s with 2 Laz cannon shots, and you could potentially have 6 of them in a squad.
Again, this is why I was on about arc weapons. You don't shoot the toughness 6 things are already dead because the Laz cannons are going to be everywhere.
Yeah, you got Laz cannons, or you fire auto cannons at them because you have more shots.
What the fuck's a Neutron Laser going to do though?
That's what I'm really, because I really want that's good because that was D6 minimum 3.
Yeah, it's going to be 6 damage or something. It's going to be.
I want it to be because it needs to be a flat number of shots. Because D3 shots is always a fucking pain. Because it was always 1 shot and it did nothing. It needs to be flat shots with better damage. I think would
double
be the
damage
way.
against Titanic units. I don't know.
Something like that, but it needs to be something different.
Is that a macro weapon now?
Yeah. Macro cannon. Fuck it. But it's just Cognis is getting it's making Cognis different, which is nice. It's like, I've got a Cognis autocannon. What is it? I don't know, it's just an autocannon.
Old Cognis was stupid as well, because how often would you go, I'm going to advance this and shoot with my super
Not
hit?
very, because you didn't need to.
Last cannon on a 5-er.
For reference, the Doom Scythe used to be pretty much the same as the Neutron Laser, minus the minimum 3 damage.
Yeah.
That went from strength 10 -4 to strength 12 -4 D3+3 instead of D6.
Mm-hmm.
It gained 12 inches of range, and it went from heavy D3 to heavy 3.
I don't know. Ooh, right. Because I don't think the Neutron Laser needed extra range because it's already 48.
No.
It was always huge.
The Death Ray had 24-inch range.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Death Ray was nutty. But it gives me hope that when that gets new stuff, it's like, that's going to be spicy. And I'm hoping they kind of get rid of the whole difference between the Cult Mechanicus shit. Because that annoyed the fuck out of me. Actually, no, they won't get rid of it because... No, they may get rid of it but they may have a thing because that detachment from Warzone Caradron it doesn't say Cult Mechanicus, it just says servitors. But we'll see. Apart from that, obviously Cognis, spicy. Breachers are getting a fuck ton of love from this. Breachers were already starting to kind of come back into meta because arc rifle spam was good on them. Or it was, plasma spam with Riser. But now your torsion cannon, which was an option I completely forgot they fucking had,
looks really cool.
Yeah, it's D3+3. It's 48 inches. And I can't remember the rest of the stats off the top of my head, but actually no, I think I might have them. Actually, I just had a fucking thing for it. If you just bear with me. I'll cut this out when I re-upload this. Heavy 1.
With the last cannon stat line with strength 8.
Yeah, but it was really short range.
Last cannon's not strength 8. Right?
Yes. But here's the thing as well, right? Your torsion cannon, which was a 5-point upgrade, because the arc rifles were always included. Heavy 1, strength 8, minus 4 d6. Last cannon's a strength 9. But, strength 8, minus 4 d6 damage. Cool. But now it's D3+3, it's 48 inches, which means they're a really good weapons platform. And the weird thing was with breachers, and I hope they change this, because it looks like they might. I'm hoping they do, based off of just, what they have access to. They need a better weapon skill, because they're the only troops that have an actual close combat option in terms of your troops. You can they hit on 4s, and you can give them power claws, which means they hit on 5s. Why would you ever do that? Why?
Yeah.
Now, double. You can give them a heavy arc rifle, which is probably now super busted, and an arc claw, which maybe they hit on 3s in melee. Like, okay, I'll take the hit on 4s in range because they're not great servitors, they're not Skitarii, fair enough. But let me hit on 3s in close combat. Come on.
If sisters can't hit on 3s in close combat, servitors.
Oh wait, can sisters not?
Sisters have a weapon skill of 4+.
Ah, fuck. Okay, right.
Take
if they're a servitor, take away the fucking -1 to hit for the power fist. Do that, fuckers.
We'll see.
Yeah, the hit on 5s on a power fist is just like...
That's fucking stupid. Because you pay more for the power fist. It's like, you're not taking a power fist to hit on 5s, you're hitting a power fist to hit on, like, you're on weapon skill 3 and you're hitting on 4s. Like, that's at least viable. That's like guard level.
It's not actually a power fist either. It's a Hydronic Claw. It's an AP of 1.
Yeah, it's like what? It's such a stupid weapon that doesn't need to be there. It looks cool, but it doesn't do anything.
It's free though.
Yeah, but you just give them arc claws. Look, I'm gonna give them arc claws every day of the week.
It's fine. We'll see what happens. All right.
We'll see
what happens.
Last little bonus, another extra thing. Kataphrons don't kill themselves anymore with plasma.
Yeah, not completely anyway.
No. So what it was before is they were still, because they were troops, even though they had 3 wounds, plasma also killed them every time, which is
stupid, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a Land Raider could die to plasma. So.
Yes, I'm glad they fixed that, but the fact that that was the case.
It took a while. For a while, it was just like, whatever. If you just don't use it, then up to you.
Yeah. But
zombie plasma.
Yeah, but now it's just mortal wounds. Thank Christ. Because it was unnecessary for them to die when you're only taking them in really like base 3 of them. If it was a Skitarii, I could understand, but these are big ass tank servitors.
Yeah.
Why are they auto blowing up? But now they've fixed that. Thank Christ.
Mm-hmm.
These Kataphrons are going to see a lot more play. Like, they're already getting a lot more play, and we're just going to see more of it. But there's so many options. I love it.
After seeing the Dark Elder Codex, and seeing all these, all of these changes are positive, and it's like,
it's changes that make sense.
Maybe they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, I can't wait to see what happens.
I've got complete faith that this book is going to be a banger. Absolute complete faith. Especially just from...
I'm believing.
I'm believing. But here's the thing, is as well, we've got another week. They'll probably show off more next week because
they'll
put up the Sunday preview. They'll be like, oh, AdMech, because it was end of April. They said end of April anyway, so it would line
We
up.
will see how Canticles work next week, and their other thing that they might gain.
We'll see the AdMech rule.
The AdMech rule? What do you mean?
Yeah,
I mean, it's Canticles at the moment.
Oh, so what? Either what Canticles currently are, or what they become.
Yeah, well, how they'll tweak it, or if they'll
every
add
faction has like 2 rules now, right? So you've got a rule that you get for being AdMech, and you'll have a rule you get for making an AdMech army. Like Sisters have Shield of Faith and whatnot, but they also have Sacred Rights. Space Marines have, the rerolling leadership and shit, and Bottle to Discipline, but they also have doctrines.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean.
Have Power through Pain. They also have the new detachment that lets them have fucking 3 warlords.
Yeah, they got combat drugs, and they've got
combat drugs.
So you might get Occult Mechanicus thing, and
that would be nice because at least they added that. They added that because you could have a sub faction specific canticle.
That would be there. See if they do like
because they already had. They gave us that from Psychic Awakening, and it was cool. But it's also the thing of like it completely reinforced you just pick Mars and win.
Yeah.
So the problem is actually, to be fair, now Cabal of the Black Heart, like, because I was when I was reading through, it's like, oh, why wouldn't you just always take it? And in reality, it's like, oh, but the other options are also really good. Like,
no, you didn't have. No, you didn't have to take Cabal of the Black Heart because the way it was fucking written, you could use the stratagem without having a single Cabal of the Black Heart model on the fucking board.
Oh wait, what?
Yes.
Originally,
right? Okay.
It was
for a while. It was a long time.
Yeah, it's because it was just
anyone was an agent of Vect.
It was nothing on the stratagem said you had to be Black Heart to use it. It was just a Black Heart stratagem, and there was no restriction.
When your enemy uses a stratagem, you can use this one to do this.
I'm surprised they didn't FAQ that earlier.
It took them a while, but I think they got to it. But
but I mean, obviously now it's specifically.
It's because there were no rules in the game at all that said you could only use the stratagems
from your subfaction.
Yeah, that you had the subclass for.
That
baffling, isn't it?
Yeah, because the AdMech one specified the Forge World on the name and in the rule.
Yeah. Usually they affect
a unit on your army.
But because the Vect one didn't specifically say. Right.
Like,
Like, just isn't.
If it was like, when your general with this keyword is on the board, if it said something like that, it would be fine. But it didn't say anything.
Yeah. At least that's not the case now. But obviously, the reason I'm making that comparison is that pretty much all of the Cabals had a very specific, like, you could build around them, and they were really good. Like, even the poison one was good. The one that allowed you to just reroll a wound roll per unit is fucking bonkers. And obviously, you get Vect. Like, there are 3. I think there's a 4th one. Can't remember what it is. Probably not worth it.
What do you mean you get Vect?
That's what you say when you play the stratagem. You get Vect. With the D on the end. It's past tense.
Vect has never existed.
Exactly.
Vect is just back at home.
He's just chilling. Yeah, he's just on his big chair. But, like, I'm hoping...
It's all a psyop by GW to make you think Vect existed at any point in history.
Yeah, he never existed. He's just a name.
But, like... You have never published anything to do with Vect, ever.
Yeah, but on the flip side, it's like, okay, when we look at the AdMech stuff, I need it to give me a reason to not just play Mars. Because Stygies was great, because of obviously the doctrine being outside of 12, I might as well hit just fly across the board. Okay. But there wasn't really much, you didn't really get much of extra benefit from that.
Because AdMech look good in white, there you go. That's the reason it makes it look like they've got lab coats on.
Yeah, and then Riser was only really good after Kataphron's went down because of the amount of plasma you could take on them. And obviously making their plasma strength, like, +1 to wound and then also +1 damage. So it was like stupid strength 3 plasma. And like, oh, sick, that was great. But like that was it. There was no reason to take any of the other ones. and I'm hoping alongside this that the Metallica supplement makes way more sense. And I'm actually really cautious. Like, I don't know if I want to post the video or make a video on the Warzone book because the Metallica book, the Metallica part doesn't make sense right now. The House Raven stuff is cool. Like, I really like that, and the Freeblade stuff. Cult of Strife is bonkers for what you get. Like, 2 of those armies exist in 9th edition. The other 2 don't.
Yeah.
So, like, half the book doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
I hate the book. I fucking hate that book so much.
I mean, it's okay. No, it's a good. It's an okay book, but I feel like it was released at the wrong time.
It is. Yeah.
Why didn't they? If they released, you know, a hypothetical, if they released it after the Knights Codex and the Admech Codex came out,
it'd be fine.
Yeah, it would have made way more sense. It would have been fine, absolutely fine. But they didn't do that because they're fucking cowards.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It just felt weird.
We go from there. But